Okay, we already learned what is spinning. Okay, we studied the definition of spinning. Now let us see how can we do the process of spinning. Okay, in factories or industries, people are spinning the fibers by using an instrument, instrument that is known as spindle, hand spindle we will say. Okay, the instrument which is used to do spinning by hand, it is known as hand spindle, and this hand spindle is also known as tuckly. It is also called as tuckly. Okay, the instrument which is used to do spinning by means of a small instrument that is called a spindle, or because we are using it with the help of hand, it is also called as hand spindle, and hand spindle can be called as tuckly. And another hand operated device is there for the process of spinning, that is known as charka. What is it called? Charka. You might have seen the picture of charka, or at least I think in our school also one time last year when we were celebrated that Independence Day, that charka was exhibited in an exhibition. It was exhibited even in our school, and its picture is given in your textbook also. Okay, it is also a hand operated device in order to separate fibers from a cotton wool. Okay, and that process of separating, process of making yarn by using cotton fiber is known as spinning, and the spinning can be done by using an instrument called hand spindle, and the other name of hand spindle is tuckly, and it can also be done by using a hand operated device that is known as charka. Okay, that is also made up of wooden material, and this introduction of introducing charka was mainly done by our father of nation, that is Mahatma Gandhi. He was only first introduced to that charka in order to make the homespun cloth. He introduced the charka, and with the help of that homespun materials, people used to make a cloth called khadi cloth. Okay. Okay, children. To popularize and promote khadi, the government of India constituted a body called Khadi and Village Industries Commission in 1956. Okay, what is the name of the body? Khadi and Village Industries Commission. It is commissioned for making homespun khadi cloth, and Gandhiji also decided to avoid the imported cloth from Britishers. Okay. And this spinning can be done in large scale. And we already discussed that spinning is done with the help of hand spindle, and it can also be done with the help of a hand operated machine called a charka. And it can, suppose if you want to do in large scale, you can do it with the help of larger machineries in factories. Okay. Then after spinning, this used the fibers produced or the yarn produced after spinning is used for making fabric. Okay. Okay. Now the next topic is yarn to fabric. Up to now we have discussed about how to prepare a yarn, how to prepare fibers and all we have discussed. Now we will see how can we prepare cloth by using this yarn. So that's why this topic is yarn to fabric. There are two main processes which are helpful for us to make a piece of fabric, that is weaving and knitting. Okay. So what are the two processes? One is weaving and the next one is knitting. Okay. And weaving means it is a process in which two sets of yarns are arranged together to make a piece of fabric. Okay. In weaving, two sets of yarns are used or arranged to make a piece of fabric. That is called weaving. But in case of knitting, only a single yarn is used for making a piece of fabric. For example, when you see the preparation of woolen blankets or woolen shawls, sweaters, etc., you can observe that a single yarn is used for making that whole cloth. Once if you pull a single yarn outside, now suppose sometimes your socks get torn or your shawl get torn, during that time, if you just stretch a single fiber from it, and if you pull it out, that whole cloth will be unraveled. Unraveled means what? unwind, that we can say. Okay, unraveled means that whole fibers will get as a single fiber. The cloth will not be able to see. Okay, and this weaving process is mainly done by using a machinery called looms. Okay, weaving can be done on looms, and this loom may be hand operated or it can be also power operated looms. And if the loom is operated by our hand, then it is known as hand looms. You might have heard about that handloom saris and all. Handloom saris, that Kanchivaram saris, Kanchivaram, and again Kalyan silks. Whenever you see the advertisement of Kalyan silk, you can find they used to show that factory also. Okay, there they are weaving the cloth by using machine. That is by using a hand operated looms. They are using it. Okay, and such machineries are called handlooms, and the same work can be done by using the power or electricity, and that is known as power looms. Okay, did you understand the difference between knitting and weaving? In the process of knitting, a single yarn is used to make a piece of fabric, whereas in the case of weaving, two sets of yarns we are using lengthwise as well as widthwise, and arranging afterwards we are making a piece of fabric. And related to this, there is an activity in your textbook, page number 22. There is an activity by using paper cuttings. You can, by using a chart paper, you can do that activity. So try to do that activity, then you will be understanding it in a better manner. Or even for mat, people are using by making mat, people are using this type of weaving method. And in order to make these bamboo baskets, I think you might have observed it on the roadside and all. We can see many people are making bamboo baskets, mats, etc. by using bamboo pieces. And this is also a type of weaving, we can say. Okay. Okay, now let us see what are the uses of cotton. Okay, cotton we are using in our daily life for many activities. Some of them are listed on the board. Let us see. The first one is, cotton is used in the manufacture of textiles. Do you know what is meant by textiles? You might have heard that different types of shops and their textiles are sold. And textile means nothing but that is fabrics. Okay, so in the manufacture of fabrics, cotton fabrics, cotton is used. And again, it is also used as an absorbent in hospitals. You know, whenever there is a wound, while we are going for cleaning that wound or dressing the wound, we are using cotton. Even that is available in your first aid box in our school. Okay. The next one is as fillers in mattresses, pillows, quilts, etc. Okay. As fillers in the case of mattresses, we are filling it with the cotton. Again, pillows, we are filling with the cotton. So, cotton can be used as fillers. It can be used as fillers to fill something. Mattress, pillows, etc. we can use cotton. Again, it is also used in the manufacturing of rayon and paper industry. Rayon, you know, it is an example for a synthetic fiber. Rayon is an example for a synthetic fiber, already I have told you. And in the manufacture of rayon as well as in paper industry, this cotton is used as a material. Okay. The next one, it is also used in mops, used as mops and cleaning, for cleaning machines we are using it. Okay. You can see in home we are using mops, and the major the thread which we are used in the mops, that is made up of cotton, because it absorbs water very much, that's why. And it is also used as a cleaning agent. Okay, it's used for cleaning the machines in workshops and all, it is used. Okay. Okay, students, now let's discuss about jute plant. Okay, jute is also a fiber yielding plant, just like a cotton plant. So we will see what are the process of preparation of jute fibers. So this jute fiber is obtained from their stem mainly. Okay, cotton plants, we are getting the cotton fibers from their fruits, whereas in jute plants we are getting it from their stem. So let us see what are the states which are cultivating these jute plants in commercial purpose. One is West Bengal, the next one is Bihar, and another one is Assam. West Bengal, Bihar and Assam are the states which are cultivating mainly these jute plants. Okay. Now, what is the process of jute fiber preparation. That is, let us see. There is nothing, it is a simple process. Simply we are harvesting these jute plants when it is at its flowering stage. Okay, why should we cut it at its flowering stage? During this stage, the fiber is of good quality. Okay, and when it is becoming so harder, when it will become so older, when we do this activity, the fibers which we are getting from it, it will be become very hard. So, in order to get a best variety of jute fiber, we have to harvest it during its flowering stage. Then now what happens next? The harvested plant stems are immersed, kept in bundles, and it should be kept immersed in water so that it undergoes a process called rotting. Rotting means what? It is a process of decaying. Okay. So once if we are keeping these bundles of harvested stems in water for some particular days, it undergoes a process of decaying and the fibers are separated. Okay, the fibers will get separate and we can collect this we can separate these fibers, or we can collect these fibers by hand. And with these fibers we are able to make different types of materials. For example, gunny bags. You know what is by gunny bags? Gunny bags we are used for packing rice and all. In ration shop and all, you can find bags are there. The rice is filled with certain bags. Those bags are example for gunny bags. Again, for making ropes we are using, and it's also used for making carpets. And nowadays the people are very much interested in using jute fabrics, which is jute sarees are available, dress materials are available for from jute. So these are the uses of jute fibers for us. Okay. Okay, students, now let us discuss about the history of clothing. Okay, if you think about our clothing system in earlier, that means early man, they were not at all having any dress materials. Okay, they used to roam from one place to another place without cloth. But after some particular time period, they have started using the bark of trees. Okay, they have made the bark of trees softened, and those barks were used by early man. And some areas people use the skin of animals also. Okay, skin of animals, and some area people used bones and even shells also were used by the early man to cover their body parts. And during that time, there was no particularly designed, especially designed clothes were not there, because stitching was not available during that time, because of the invention of needle was happened after many years later only. Okay, around, I think around thousands of years later, after the invention of needles, people started doing stitching the cloth according to the particular size and shape. And before that, they were using this material simply draping around their body parts. Okay, just to cover their body parts, they used to use this animal skin as well as the bark of the trees on a particular body parts. But nowadays, you know that there are different types of clothes are available. According to our interest, we were able to stitch our cloth. And thousands of years before, it was suggested that the people who were living around the river banks of the river Ganga, they were cultivated jute plant as well as cotton plants. And again in ancient times, in Egypt also, near the banks of the river Nile, people used to cultivate cotton as well as flax plant. Okay, flax is also another fiber yielding plant, which is supposed to, they were used to do the cultivation of these plants on the banks of the river Nile, as well as in our country on the banks of the river Ganga. These plants were supposed to cultivate. Okay, now after a long period, now we are living in this modern age. Here, according to our convenience, there are technology is also developed, science is also developed. As a result, there are so many plant fibers as well as synthetic fibers are also invented. With the help of that, we are able to make any types of clothes according to our convenience and according to the climatic conditions. We are able to prepare many types of clothes. Okay. Okay, children, we have come to the end of our lesson. So let us learn the important words of this chapter. Okay, so the first word is cotton wool. The spelling is COTTON WOOL. Okay, cotton wool. Did you understand the spelling? You can repeat after me. Cotton wool. COTTON. Cotton. WOOL. Cotton wool. The second word is fabric. Fabric. The spelling is FABRIC. Okay. FABRIC. Fabric. The next word is fiber. The spelling of fiber is FIBRE. Okay. FIBRE. Fiber. The next one is spinning. 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 The next word is weaving. The spelling of weaving is WEAVING. 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 The next one is yarn. Yarn spelling is YARN. Yarn. The spelling of yarn is YARN. Yarn. The next one is cotton ball. COTTON. Cotton. BOLL. Cotton ball. Here cotton ball means that is a fruit of cotton plant. Okay, cotton ball. I hope that you understood the lesson, and all of you read the lesson 2 to 3 times and note down the important points in your rough notebook and learn the lesson thoroughly. Okay, and read the question answers which I am going to give you. Study well, and here at the end of this lesson you can, in this textbook, throughout the textbook you can observe there are certain activities are given there, and this, some of the activities I have already explained here, and these activities you have to read thoroughly and try to do it if possible. Okay, possible activities you can do it in your home, and you know the condition is very pathetic in our surrounding, so stay home and stay safe and protect yourself from this pandemic outside. Okay, till the next time we meet, tata.